7:41. We have some breaking news we want to start off with. A source tells Fox 8 David Courcelle has been nominated to the United States to be the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Louisiana. Of course, he still has to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate first. Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Responti joins us this morning. Of course, we're going to talk about something else. This just broke moments ago, so let's start with that. For people unfamiliar, who is Mr. Courcelle and what could this, if he's confirmed, mean exactly?
Well, David, I want to say he's a very good friend of mine, so filter that through, but he has been a defense attorney in this town for a number of years. I think he's going to be a great addition to that office. He's nominated. I think he's going to go in there and do a great job. I look forward to working with him. He's a guy who I think is going to be fair, but I think he's going to take on the cases that need to be taken on, and I look forward to seeing how he runs that office.
And Joe, the other issue that, and of course we'll have to wait on that, more information on that information and of course that confirmation process later on down the line. The other thing we want to talk to you this morning about is as of Friday, only one of the 10 inmates who escaped from the Orleans Justice Center are still on the run. And the 9 who have been recaptured have been transferred to Angola. So of course we want to talk about what happens next in this case. I know a lot of this kind of hangs on. Do they go, each of these specific inmates go back to trial on the escape charges? What do we look back at the charges they were already facing if they hadn't been convicted yet? What exactly happens next?
It's up to the prosecutor, who I think is the Attorney General in these particular cases, but it may not be. I mean, the DA may be doing the other ones. Each charge stands alone, and they can really choose which one they want to go first or second with, but they should not impact each other because they're two separate. You can have multiple charges that you did all on the same day. Those get tried together. I mean, there's exceptions to what I'm saying. But these are two separate events that will probably be dealt with separately. So
you're saying that this should not make their case that they were pending or they were in jail here in Orleans Parish for, should not necessarily make it harder, or it wouldn't make it easier, but it would not necessarily make it harder.
I don't think it shouldn't. I mean, under the law, judges can take into account whatever they want for sentencing. So theoretically it could, but it really shouldn't.
And of course, there's been some reporting that Antoine Massey was picked up on Friday in the Holly Grove neighborhood, could be getting questioned by prosecutors about this whole entire ordeal. Not sure if that includes asking questions about where that one remaining inmate on the run could be, but talk about that whole idea. What could they potentially get from this person should he cooperate?
Well, you can ask anybody anything you want, and I'm sure they are going to ask this fellow what he knows. First, you got to remember he's got to be willing to give the information up. Second, you've got to be willing to give him something, some quid pro quo for the information. And they may not be inclined to say we're not going to give this guy anything, because the old saying is you don't reward the arsonist because he turned on a hose and started trying to put the fire out. He was one of the by all accounts, to maybe initiate this whole process. I don't know, maybe he was just along for the ride, but what I'm saying is to say, hey, help us do this and we'll give you a break. It could happen. I'll tell you what they probably would be most interested in, obviously, is where the one guy who's still out there, if he knows anything about him. But who knows if he does or doesn't. They may have taken off into 10 different directions. So we'll see. But like I said, it's got to be a mutually agreeable combination of events.
All right. Well, Joe Responti, thanks for helping us navigate both of these issues, including that breaking news we started off with during our conversation here. All right. Let's get over to Zach Verdelli.